I thought I'd erase some movie files about the making of The Golden Secrets of Drawing, but I found them, so here you are. Having written and printed out the pages, I had to get a long strip of paper which I cut out of this tube of cartridge paper. Nice Fabriano drawing paper. For making notes on whatever newspaper reporters make notes on. Trials and tribulations. And I think I can have a I don't know where this is going to go. So this is like a 5 in the morning kind of. 5 in the morning? No, it's probably about 6 in the morning. Lying there, having just woken up, kind of idea. Thinking, well, this is the way to do it. And there's only one way to work out if I'm right. It's just to actually do it. Like I've often said in my videos, let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Oh, I feel like there's something underneath there. And so again, pressing very lightly to get the line going, and then just keep going. I'm probably going to have to sharpen the pencil fairly soon because it's getting a bit blunt. I think we have another curve there, and then I'm going to sharpen my pencil. But this, you can see this paper has got a nice tooth to it, so it's getting really nice. I think I'm going to bring that around like that. So you're getting really lovely texture to the pencil. Oh, can I swoop that down in time? Yeah. I never did that number there. Did I do the number underneath? No, there we are. That was saved myself there, I think. So now I'm going to have to sweep this up like that. I'm going to make it thinner as it comes over the top. And then we can do something like that. And we've got a big kind of space coming here. And I think I'm having these kind of extra marks here, and then carry on. And we can do a similar one there. With marks. Are you still watching? So what I've realized is that this video that I'm making now, I could use clips of it and do a kind of a reading one by one. So I can do a reading of each golden secret as a video, and then this bit of video that I'm doing at the moment can then be the backing video to the text, to the audio, to the reading of it. And I'm really thinking of this book as being, I think the word that I've come up with is a comfort blanket. And I know all these, I know from all the messages and things that I've had over the years about people who are in some kind of artistic crisis or depression or in the doldrums. It's just something you can maybe just pick it up and go, oh, thank you. I hope there are some just sort of reassuring things in there which will just hit your particular spot. So I think I might actually even put on the back, I just say this is a comfort blanket for creative people. So I think it's a good description. Now, this is where I'm thinking it kind of, I want to do more lines, but now it becomes more decorative, as it were. So I'll come and do little things like that. And here. And as I say, it's about making marks. Yeah. And there's another thing I often says about have faith that it's going to work. Just get started and finish it. And once you've finished it, you'll go, yeah, but quite often halfway through you're going, oh, it's not what I was hoping it was going to be. It doesn't look like the thing I imagined. But you just have to keep at it. Now there's a line underneath here because there's a piece of paper, because I've had to stick a new sheet on at the end. So I'm getting a little kind of ridge across there, and I'm sort of making the most of it, I think. And then I think what I'm going to do is just flick these off into little moments. Cadence was a word that I had in mind when I first started thinking of this, getting a movement and a sort of a time and a cadence. I'll leave that bit there. And I think I can join that to there. And that to there. And that to there. I can just squeeze one in here. I'm starting to think these look a little bit like wood, you know, the ring marks that you get in wood. Which is a pleasing thought. That then makes it sort of feel a bit organic. So is this an illustration? It's I don't know what it is really. I'm going to come around. Do a little one of those, I think. One of those. And why not do another one there? Like that. Here I'm thinking if I do it very gently, I could bring this around and in the middle. Like that. And here. Come across the top, and that will have to stop because you've got the number there. It's very swirly. And again, I think do that. I'm thinking here. This requires a little something extra to the whole thing. I think we need some coming up, heading here as well. Sharpen my pencil. If I could get something really fine going through there. And just sort of fading there. And similarly here. It's beginning to look like a firework display, isn't it? I think I need to sort of bring this to a conclusion there. And have a little something going on there. hope this is going to kind of be a real sort of flow through the book, but there's no way to really know and without actually doing it and making the book. I suppose I could make kind of anniversary editions of it with different lines and things going through it, because I'm sure over the years to come, that doesn't feel right, I'm going to have to fill in that space. Over the years to come, I'm sure I'll sort of think, oh, if I was doing that again, I would do this and I would do that. So, let's put little weights down on each end to keep the whole thing down. And get that just above the number. Trying to get these lines just sort of appearing out of liminal. That's the word I'm looking for. If you were to come up here, I had a video discussion I had with a friend of mine, Caroline, who's a philosopher. We were talking about liminality, just kind of just coming over the threshold. So I think here I want this to now join up with that one, but not so obviously, so I've got to kind of blend that one in. Then we have something here that's just going to eliminate. That's a good word. I wonder, oh, that's probably where it'll eliminate. I wonder whether that's where the word comes from. My friend Caroline is very into liminality. She's a photographer as well and loves to photograph things that are just sort of merging out of mists and, and sort of appearing through the ice and things like that. Maybe another one there. And of course, a lot of this will depend on how well it scans. And that relies on a little bit of careful scanning as well. And if you don't want to know about scanning, I did a video up here. I had a comment this week saying thank you, it's the best video on the internet that I'd ever seen. The first person that actually explained scanning to them. I should have a microphone close up on the pencil so we have an ASMR element to this video. But maybe that's what I ought to add some pencil sounds to eventually when I do the audio version of this on YouTube. I'm not sure about that. I need a bit more down there. And there. So this is drawing. That's not the kind of drawing I normally do. This is all a bit kind of abstract and arty for me, but that's okay. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun. I think it's the right thing to do. It's getting out of the comfort zone, isn't it? That's the thing, probably. Now, can I do something like that and just fade it out and then fade that out, and then something similar in the middle. I think we can fade that out a bit more. I quite like that. It's got a real kind of woody look to that, hasn't it, that bit? I think the I think my career as a children's illustrator kind of took off around about the time that desktop publishing was having an influence on book design. What on earth is desktop publishing, you wonder? Well, it's computer design, but it was all pretty new and crude at the time, and you could maybe do text on a curvy line. In fact, we did that by cutting up each individual letter and pasting it down for the first books that we did along those lines. But it was this sort of freeing of the page, freeing of the illustration from the being just a box. You know, these you used to just get, you know, here is a square, do an illustration in that, because it was too complicated in the old days. But when the computer came along, and it really freed up what you could do with text and how you could integrate illustration. It was called integrated text, and we all went a bit mad with this newfound freedom, and found that in fact it can get a bit complicated if you're learning to read, to suddenly find, whoop, there's an illustration in the middle of the line there, what's that doing there? So we went a bit mad, but I suppose it's sort of in my DNA to get the illustration close to the text, and I suppose in a way that's kind of what I'm doing here. You know, it's just become a thing, like a second nature thing, I suppose. Now, I wonder if I can do something there. This is all a bit hokusai, isn't it? A nice wave coming around there. Of course, the other difficult thing is to keep your hands off it, not get smudges. You don't want to do that. Oh, and here we have another curl. I think this is going to sort of come up into the spiral a bit, as is that. As has that. I wonder if I should try and get this actually going all the way up and around into the spiral, because it's looking a bit empty. That looks a bit more interesting. I wonder if I should get the other angle like that, so that we get a thick line with, because you've got a thin line there. And if I do that, bring that around so we get a thick line fading off into there. Maybe do something similar there. So we could maybe bring that in closer as well. And this one too. And this one too, like that. Which then means I feel that should come in a bit closer too. There we are. The autumn has arrived with us, or the fall, whatever you want to call it. And these sort of shapes make me think of swirling autumn winds. I need to sharpen the pencil again. That's the time. Oh, tea time. That's why I'm feeling like I need a cup of tea. Right, so we've got a thin line there, so I'm going to try and bring that through and do a thick line next to it. And a thick line next to it. It's gone a bit dark, isn't it? I wonder if I can add a bit of... Oh, there. Like that. There's something very Neolithic about this as well. like a cave painting or something like that. I did a video about cave paintings. Now, do thin, and make it a bit thicker going up there. And then, thick. Like that. Just bring that up there a little bit. Let's push. Oh, I don't think these are beautiful lines, but I want to keep the numbers there, the page numbers. Although now I think about it, you're going each page is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably didn't need the page numbers, but they're there now. Let me try and get this to flatten the pencil over a bit, to get a bit of thickness. Like that. There's a tiny smudge there. I'll have to go through all of these in Photoshop to check there aren't any smudges. And now we're getting near the beginning again. Silence is golden. You still watching? And I think I'm just going to keep this single line, and it kind of explodes out into the golden secret. So let's me have a look actually on the screen. I'm going to watch this on the screen, see how that looks. This kind of feels a bit empty here. Feels a bit better. This feels like a wobble here, so I'm going to try and bring a bit of extra thickness to smooth out the perceived wobble. I think that's better. It's actually easier doing a bit more curve around here. It's easier actually doing it more looking at it on the screen. And there again, I think I might try and smooth that little thing there out. A similar thing going on here, I think. So I'm going to see if I can smooth the underneath and then kind of do something like that. That's a little bit better. Is it being made to look extra? Possibly because of that. And also this is looking a bit uneven too, so maybe I can smooth this out a bit. It's that part there because it's so dark, so I think I've got to blend this part in a bit more. Like that. And then maybe I can just get those under control a bit more. And then something missing here, isn't there? Oh, maybe I should just... Oh, it's tricky. I feel I should maybe have some little dots. Like it's a braking roller coaster thingy. Roller coaster. What are they called? Wave breakers. Well, they're just called breakers, aren't they? Yeah. I like that bit there. I might move that and over to there. There's little things like that. I might kind of move things around. This feels like it needs to just kind of fade a bit. And again, this is a bit... I might just... Oh, I don't know. I think I might just erase those altogether. And this feels a little bit wobbly there. So I can bring that all down to there. So something's gone on here with a bit... been a bit of smudging or something going on down there. Yeah, I think that's a little better. That's gone wobbly, but I think that's okay because it's getting the reality of it. And maybe I could do something emerging out of that. Because that is just too... This is looking very nervous here and not very straight. There is a filter on Photoshop called Liquify, which I might be tempted to use just to smooth things out. It's the filter they use to make models look more shapely. It's actually kind of ridiculously easy to use and to overuse. But quite often I've found that on the Generation Moon books that I've been doing, I've found things like rockets, and I've sort of drawn them, and then once I paste them into the page, I think, oh, that rocket's a little bit wonky. It should be vertical. And there are just little wobbly lines on the side, and I can just move them that little bit. Which I'm sure some people would think is cheating, but that's how it goes, isn't it? I think this is a bit weak down here, and again I think there's a bit of a wobble there, so I just smooth that curve out, and then maybe make those a little more interesting. Give them a bit more, I don't know what you call it, contour or something. But I quite like those being hesitant like that. I'm not sure about this line though. If I can just make it not quite so hesitant. I think this bit here, I think that's a typical kind of thing that I might I can probably do that. I was thinking I could maybe do this in Photoshop, but I think maybe if I do it like that, that might just kind of do it. And again here, I think that's sort of smooth. I think Liquify, I might just nudge that little curve there, as I might nudge this one here, unless that is enough. No, not really. So I have to sort of bring this a bit thicker down here to join at the bottom there, and then smooth out this inner curve. I think that sort of helped there. And then we need a little bit more down. Oh, I'm smudging it now, probably resting on there. And then try and smooth out this curve a little bit there, and on this side too. Like that. Yeah, that worked. I'm not sure about this bit here. I wonder if I can actually erase that bit. I know there's the graphite in these pencils. Pencils are made with graphite, but the graphite is sort of bound together with an oil. And sometimes, particularly with really soft pencils, the softer they are, in fact, the more sort of oil there is in there. And so the more it kind of stains the paper and the harder it is to erase, and the more you erase it, the more you kind of mess everything up. I think maybe add a bit more in here because it's looking a little empty. And similarly here. It's making me feel hungry. It sort of feels like a Danish pastry. I'll leave those. That's asking for trouble to do any more. I think maybe just in that space there. Yeah. I think I'm going to do a bit more with this. Sort of line. Like that. And sort of continue it with some little raindrops or whatever they want to be. Get another one in there, and that will make it yeah. I think we need some more in the spaces. If I can manage to get a whole kind of spotted, dotted line going all the way through this. that, which now makes me feel these need a little bit more, just helping to fill those spaces, and then this now feels a little empty. And it's looking like a horseshoe or something with the holes that the nails go through. That's a different kind of shape, isn't it? Yeah. And I think I quite like this flow. We're getting towards the end, because I think we're just wanting a kind of a flow that's just fading out. I'll just make that a little more kind of liminal, like that. Yep. Now all I got to do is scan it. That's going to be fun. So what I will do is, there's a line down here missing, down there. So from the back, I really need to get these line marks in there. I'll work my way through that. So I have everything. So I've got all these pages stuck down now, and now I need to work out where the bottom of the page is going to be, and then I can draw now. I have all these pages stuck on here, so now I need to work out where the bottom of the page is, so I can draw a little line there, and I can get that on at this end. You see, so I'm getting that up to that point there, and then down here I need to make a little mark. And draw a line very gently, because I might need to erase this, very possibly need to erase this, and then start on the next one. If you'd like to read this now, it's available to subscribers of my flipbook library, which is one way you can support me and my work on this channel and my other channels too. To see this flipbook and others, click the subscribe button and you will get instant access. If you want to keep in touch, type in your email and subscribe for my newsletters. Once you join my library, you just click to open the book and sort of click on the edges or on the little arrows, and the book plays for you, and you can click here to expand the whole thing to fill up the whole of your screen for optimum reading. Thanks for watching. That was a long one. Make sure you are subscribed to the Shoe Rainer Drawing channel and keep coming back for lots more drawing videos. In the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, practice, practice. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.